friend. I'm sending you back into the game world, to the town of Falkrest. You arrive in your avatar, in your room. It is morning.
Alright.
Your main quest will present itself through the course of play.
Sounds good.
You have been training with a wizard, and you have a long way to go yet, but you have a portal key that'll allow you to travel to his extra-dimensional mansion.
It's raised doorway.
Please. You begin?
Put on the usual, like, civilian clothing. Let's call it civilian clothing.
Sure.
And then we have the adventurer clothing.
Mm-hmm.
Civilian garb. And head downstairs. Say hi to Carl.
Carl's behind the bar, washing it down and getting cups, goblets all lined up. Says good morning, gives you a wave.
Wave to him, kind of look around. Wave to familiar patrons that recognize me. All that good stuff that's developing.
Sure, some morning drinkers there.
Raymond. No, cheer. Oh, wait. Not yet, not yet. And I'll walk outside.
Alright. You head outside, and it's not long before you see that there are garlands, festive garlands being hung between trees and buildings and even around trees. Just looking like they're going to liven the place up, some kind of festival.
I'm not aware of this festival.
You've heard that there was a festival coming up, but you didn't know any specific details, and you've been very busy with your studies, so you haven't...
Right. It's been in the back burner.
Yeah.
Imagine, like, beautiful half-elf girls, like, strewing things through trees. And, like, lazy shit you can see through. This is a good day.
Where are you heading?
Is that just downtown, towards the market?
To the market? Alright, you head down that way, and yeah, you're passing people who are putting up decorations. Mostly the women folk. There aren't many around. It's mostly guys that live around here because the wall is incomplete. They don't have a full defense. Once the wall is rebuilt, as well as some of the infrastructure in the town, some of the wives and daughters and sisters who stayed out in the surrounding areas will move in with the guys who came ahead of time.
Nice. Everyone's coming together.
Mm-hmm. Do you ask anything of them?
Yeah, I'll stop one of the more attractive girls who's doing up a thing and ask her, what's the occasion? Sing a song, boys, I have.
Sure. Roll charisma.
Not bad.
16?
So, yeah, total. Oh, snap!
Very nice.
Oh, that's like art.
She says, oh, haven't you heard? The dwarves are to be arriving today.
I kind of nod and play stupid. Like, yeah, I think I've heard about that.
There, you recall hearing that the town had planned on commissioning at some point the work of a group of dwarves from nearby dwarven city of Hammerfast. Nice. And they will be coming to Falkrest to rebuild the broken wall and to build another wall to make it fully secure.
These guys have my full endorsement.
And so they're throwing a festival so that everyone can meet the dwarves and everyone can drink and celebrate together with free ale and free food and snacks that the city will be providing.
Ask her, when does this begin?
She says, a little after dinner time.
Today? Excellent. I thank her. As I'm walking away, kind of like do a side turn, say, hope to see you there. And then turn my back.
With that charisma roll, you get a smile, but she doesn't look for too long, because, you gotta play it.
Gotta play it cool. Gotta play the game.
Mm-hmm. Do you ask her name?
I do.
She tells you her name is Melody Briars. And she asks yours.
Say, they call me Graymond. So, like, walking away, do a little stance and spin on my heel, turn around, drop the arms.
You see a look of recognition, not in your face, but in your name. as if she's heard of you. But by then you're walking off.
Got that little glint, that little, just like a split second. That turned around. Nailed it.
Very nice.
Starts strutting down the street. No. Alright, so festival going on. Gonna start today later on. I'll keep walking towards the market.
Alright.
See how this all plays out visually.
Alright, well the market is really dressed up, and there are little areas where there are stacks of kegs and tables that are being set up now, but you imagine there's going to be food put on them at some point.
Prepping?
Yeah, that'll be later today. And you have studies to get to with the wizard.
Ah, right. Alright. Let's house ruins and walk up to the nearest door, take a little look around. Fun. Open up, there's like shambles around it. It's not even a solid wall, it's actually just a frame, and the door is there.
Yeah. And it's like covered with ivy and stuff there, with vines that are crawling up it.
Awesome.
Alright, you pass through into the wizard's mansion.
Once on the hallway.
Alright. You arrive, and he greets you and says that he's going to progress. He's going to move on to your next phase of training, which will be learning the arcane alphabet. Each glyph is a syllable which needs to be spoken properly and needs to be imprinted in the mind by repetition.
Okay.
And combining it with spell powder, you can sometimes direct the spell. So what he has you do is to begin copying. He has you copying 3 glyphs, 3 syllables that need to be spoken perfectly to cast a spell, the day's spell.
Right on.
And the spell powder will be used to direct the magic, and it will take whatever form you want and cause the effect. Perhaps like a ripple in the air or something, something, whatever you want. With most spells can be cast 2 ways, one with a verbal or one with a somatic. If they are combined, they can be more powerful.
All right, so he's got to learn the motions for somatic, right? Mm-hmm. But when he casts some spells, if he wants to, he has to actually speak the symbols.
Yes.
All right. Just want to make sure that's right. Okay, that's very interesting. I like that a lot. And for some reason, I'm thinking like shouts, like whoa, whoa, whoa. No, that's really good.
Totally.
All right. Okay, so he's learning somatic for the first try, and now he's learning the verbal.
Yes. Okay. And he's also learning how to write it down. So he's learning the language.
Right. Learning language as well as not just the. This is not the language.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
It's part of that's awesome. Okay. I like that a lot.
Well, it's slow going. Getting the writing correct is it's going to take some time.
It's a process, right?
Yeah, a good bit of time. And speaking the syllables will also take some time. But you'll keep at it. Every day you'll just keep at it. But you get as far as you can for the day till your mind is fried. And you head back to Fallcrest. It's getting to be evening time. You return back through the door. No one sees you.
So what time is it?
It is getting to be evening time, and you hear music being played. Some simple string instruments and some groups of people that are trying to sing along. Sound like some local tunes. And as you turn the first corner, you can see that there are people who are already starting to drink, and the tables have been laid out with food, and a lot of the local folks have started gathering around.
Festivities are starting to begin.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. I think I'll hang out for a while.
Right on.
Get a couple drinks. Some like a big old mug of wine.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all free tonight.
Drinks are on me. I was like, this is going good.
You also see that there are dwarves milling about here and there. A good number of them. Now, you've seen a few here and there around town. But you probably see a dozen just within eye shot here. And they look like there are usually 2 or 3 in a group talking to another group of other people, locals. And they have their steins full of ale and they're drinking right along. The girl from before sees you as you're standing there just looking around.
She sees me and I see her.
Yeah.
I got a mug in my hand. I kind of wave at her.
She approaches. She has a little goblet of wine. Roll charisma again. Oh.
This is kind of weird.
2 14s. I dare not try again. All right, I get it.
Yeah. Fireworks fly from the sky.
Right. What the
The
dice will do.
impossible has happened.
She moves up close and asks you where you've been all day.
I tell her that I train in a variety of things that takes me out of town.
She says, I have to confess, I probably know more about you than you know about me.
I try not to laugh. Probably. Shit. I just kind of smirk and ask her, tell me something about yourself.
She says that her father is one of the new founders of the town, of the town council. She lives up in Hightown. And she says that there's another area that's up in Hightown where there's free ale and free food, different kinds, so that the people are encouraged to mill about and try the different kinds. There is a slow walk. It's not the grueling up the steps walk to Hightown that this one is here. There's more of a slow, slanted one that you can kind of just meander up.
Take your time.
Yeah, exactly. She asks if you'd join her on her way up.
I say, I'd love to tour the city with you.
Well, she's like, well.
Hold my arm out.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Don't make me roll charisma.
With 2 matching charisma rolls, I'm just going to give you that one.
Yeah.
She takes your arm.
That for a while.
Right. She takes your arm and a sip of the wine, and the 2 of you start.
Both kind of.
Yeah.
It's friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Very friendly.
Totally. And proper. And you see that there are people who are going up and down too. So you're passing folks who are there, and they have drinks in their
Everyone's
hands.
saying hi and celebrating.
Yeah. Exactly. Pass
Hey, how's it going, Paul?
Mm-hmm.
Mariah.
Yeah. You recognize people around town.
Grab like a cheese curd thing off a plate when I walk by.
Right.
It's a great walk.
Well, you learn from her as you're walking up that she has 2 younger brothers. The names are Jack and Azel. Her mother lives in Harkenwald, which is a group of villages, little farming clusters that are to the east. You make some light banter and get to know each other a little bit.
Tell her about stuff I've done. Bring it up.
Sure. She has some questions.
A lot of stories and stuff.
Yeah, she wants to hear the stories. You get up to Hightown, and in this clearing, there are tables and stands that are set up by the water's edge. As you're making your way over here, you hear a voice screaming. A child's voice screaming. And you see a boy, perhaps 11, 12 years old, who is running down this street. Here.
Yeah, I was just saying, I'm right up here.
Yeah. No, you're you've just come up this way. You get to the intersection here.
Okay.
And you hear a child screaming out for help coming this way. She turns. She says it's her brother.
Alright, pause. I didn't bring weapons or anything. Or should I say I did? I was kind of thinking like civilian. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, you said you weren't armed.
So if we can roll with that. It was honest.
Yep,
All
absolutely.
right. But I do have the ring. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, you do have the ring. All right.
That's kind of what I was
You
thinking.
have the ring,
and
and you have some spell powder
I
on you
do.
as well.
So. Actually, yeah, I can maybe work with that.
Get by in a pinch.
Yeah.
Not ideal, but
That's reality though. All right, so we're gonna play this, right?
we'll play it like that.
Oh, this is good. All right.
The kid has moppy hair. She calls out to him, called him Jack. She sees Jack come running down the road, screaming for help.
I spin around. What's the scene?
He sees his sister, recognizes her, and starts beelines straight for her. And he frantically explains the situation. He says that he and his brother were daring each other to enter the old cemetery that has long since been overgrown. You've heard many locals warning to keep out of the cemetery.
Naturally.
Children, of course, are expressly forbidden.
So of course they wanted to.
Especially in the evening. He said they were daring each other to go further and further in until they reached a tree. An old gnarled tree. Something underneath it reached out, grabbed his ankle, pulled him under.
Here we go. Undead.
Here we
I'm
go.
looking forward to this.
All right. What do you say? What do you do?
Specifically.
Yeah, he tells you that his brother's still down there. He came
Okay, so
immediately.
he's
He
stuck
turned
down
and he ran. That was just moments ago. So do you just start running?
Just want to try something. What I'd like to say is, as the boy runs up and goes into panic, I kind of go into that little panic mode. I look at her and I say, so you go round up any guards. I'm gonna go in and try to find them and just like take off.
Absolutely.
Because I forget the fact that it's a ton of guards. So
Yeah.
leave her with that and then just start running.
She starts running towards a larger group of people, where there might be a guard. Briefly petrified, but looks you in the eye and begs you to please help him.
I nod. I'll find him. Don't worry. It's a very nice time. What's time of day right now?
The sun is more set than not, and within the tree line, it's very dark.
I'm going to basically beeline until I hit the woods. And then when I do, cast light.
Put it into a stone. There are stones just lying around. You can just transfer it in and kind of hold it just like a magic glowing stone. You can throw it
There
if
you
you
go.
want.
Yep.
If you need to see something, you can.
Perfect.
So,
Give me a nice smooth rock. Cast a light that absorbs right into the stone.
excellent.
Trust me forward.
Pass through the tree line, and you can see that these trees have grown. These trees are grown over an old, large cemetery patch. With you can see old crumbling tombstones. Some of the larger ones are more apparent. They're still in states of decay. Many of them covered in vines, trees growing up all over the place around them. Gravestones are tipped over. Many more tipped over than not. Hardly a single straight one left, you'd say, after all these years. Possibly things have been churned up with them just from the roots. You're looking for a large, twisted tree. Most of these are fairly normal looking trees. I mean, some of them are grown in weird different ways, but nothing strikes you particularly until it does. Until you see one tree that seems just dark and
Kind of out of place.
kind of its bark is black and everything about it is just twisted all over, and its roots are kind of plumed up around the base.
I'll approach.
As you move through the area, you get a unpleasant, dark feeling almost in your soul. Seems to be an ominous energy in this place.
Have a stone flash a light around as I keep an eye out. Very uneasy.
Roll search.
Don't miss dice so far. 16.
You see amidst a gnarled cluster of roots at the base, you see there's kind of a little hole that kind of descends beneath the tree.
Then walk up to it.
You walk up to it, and as you get real close, you can see that there's a busted up tombstone that's just been slowly pulled apart and is kind of wedged in and wrapped around the base of the tree.
Take the stone, kind of lean in, examine what's going on, like how big the hole is.
The hole is about this big. It looks like maybe just big enough that you could crawl down into it.
Can I drop stone?
You can.
Let's do it. See how far it goes.
Drop it down, and you hear a kind of a wet, soggy plop very shortly.
Does it light up the area though?
Yeah, it lights up just kind of what you can see through the hole. And then you see that the hole descends for about 6 feet and then kind of opens up into an opening beneath it. And shortly after it drops through that hole into the opening, it plops on the floor.
Alright, so you're gonna crawl down there.
It's a muddy, nasty, terrifying crawl.
Yeah.
And as you begin crawling through just forward, just like that, as you do, you're not sure if it's just in your mind, but you almost feel like the roots that are around are trying to constrict you.
Oh my god. Go faster. Why did it roll to go faster?
You trudge forward, and before long you peer out through. Peer through. The light landed about here and is doing a good job of lighting up this area. And it looks to be a hollow beneath the twisted tree. Its roots kind of intertwined with the walls of natural earth. And the floor is soggy, muddy, pools of water. At the far end, there's another small enclave, a little hollow, which the light barely reaches, just enough to make out a figure huddled over another figure.
I notice a figure in distance. I'm going to actually drop down, grab the stone off the murky mud, taking him and throw it at creature in the cave entrance.
Throw it, you see the figure, and you see that it's very slender and gaunt. You see it pull back deeper into the walls and leaves the other figure there, which the light reveals to be the body of the other brother, who is lying very still. You don't know if he's alive or dead.
Alright, I'm moving my way forward towards the body, house body. Also keeping very attentive of everything around me. What do I see?
You see him lying there, and you see there's a bite mark on his forearm. And it looks like there's some kind of dark corruption that's begun to spread from it. And as you get closer, you see that the hole, there's another small hole, kind of like this, branches off 2 different ways.
So I have to get the boy out.
All right. Pick him up.
Yep. Spin him out. Can I get back up this way? I have to go out the other way.
What other way? No, this is the best way.
Yeah, right. Right. So head back.
All right, you head back and get there. How do you plan on dealing with this?
How is this area that I have to actually get him up through? Is it a slant or is it like vertical?
Plan a
So
slant.
it's a 45.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're looking up there. You hear the voice of a guard call out, "Grayman!
There we go.
Grayman, are you down there?"
So yes, I have the boy. Throw me a rope.
Yeah, okay. Guards have rope. A length of rope for, whatever emergency purposes. Restraining someone, perhaps, tying someone up, or any number of things. So he's got a length, maybe 25 feet. Enough. More than enough. So he starts unspooling the rope. As he's doing that...
Okay, so bring the boy over to the hole I came from, set him down, as the guard has rope lowering down to us.
Yeah. He's just tossing the rope down. The hand reaches out from below, almost, and this one looks like it's at an angle downward. Small hole near the base. Let me roll to see if the guards have rope on you. And you look around and you see there are little pockets. Even with your light, it doesn't illuminate everything perfectly, but and you can kind of see that there are pockets of darkness where there could be holes that are kind of
in the shadows.
Throughout. Yeah.
Right. So, I was thinking a cool scene is if the rope's thrown down, I actually tie the boy up. Does that
Sure.
make sense?
Yeah,
Or do I
absolutely.
have to carry him?
Yeah, that's the plan then. Yeah. But in this case, the guy's still unspooling the rope, and he's gonna begin letting it down. But you've just been grabbed.
Something that grappled.
Well, initiative.
Oh. That's 6.
+2. You have it. See the just an emaciated arm reach out. There's still flesh gripping to the bone, but no meat, and is stronger than it looks like it should be. It looks like it should just rip apart, but no, it seizes you with unnatural strength.
Here's right now. I'm gonna step back.
You take a step back. The hand pulls back in. Then a moment later, you see just the entire body of a ghoulish-looking creature for glowing red beads for eyes, and he scrambles out quickly, and he looks just completely starved. Just no meat on his bones, just skin wrapped over the bones is what it looks like, pretty much. And his face is just horrible and frightening, and the unsettling feeling only amplifies as he gets closer and closer, and you just feel an intense wave of negative energy coming off of this thing.
Holy shit.
And he's scrambling low and kind of just like crawling towards you very quickly and rapidly. And
Starts to like peel itself from the earth and come at me.
yeah, then it's just like, and it's coming right at you.
Kind of take a quick step back and I do crouch. And basically like lunge forward and with a ring as he's like coming at me low, just like hunker down.
Mm-hmm.
It was fold in half because I'm so skinny. And just
Comes charging at you, and you go swinging in right at him. Roll his reflex here.
roll it.
You make contact just as you feel his gnarly hands just scratching against your shoulders, trying to grab at you. Moment before he gets a chance to.
Like a regular, right here. Just
Yeah.
coming at me, it's just
and you just
blasted.
send him back, and he slams into the wall and falls down.
Stand back up. Start going towards the the tunnel there. Keep an eye on this guy.
All right, as you move, you see he gets up immediately and
I
starts.
might know me someone dead.
He starts scrambling immediately back for the hole to get away.
Oh. Even better. Just need to get out of here.
You move quickly.
Yep.
All right,
As quick as I can.
quick, just tie quick, easy knot around the kid. All right, hoist him up, and it starts. Pulls the boy up, right, and then from there, you don't have to be pulled up. You can just claw your way and climb up behind him.
Man up.
You leave the light stone behind.
Yep.
Okay.
As he's like, there's sunlight coming out through here.
Mm-hmm.
As he's like climbing up, there's like a pan behind him. You see like the lit up area of the cave, and it slowly dies out as it like continues towards the lights.
Okay.
It's all cinematic.
All right. You climb your way up, and again, you just feel like the roots boats are pulling in, but you break through to the surface. Boy's still unconscious. The guard is a bigger guy than you. Picks him up and starts carrying him quickly out of the area.
And get him to a doctor for effect. Because obviously.
You know that he'll be taken to the local healer, Rose. She'll do what she can for him. So as you get out, a small crowd of people have gathered. They didn't go into the tree line, but they're gathered, a safe distance away from it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and so as you and the guard break the tree line, there are gasps, and the boy's sister runs up to see him and is terribly worried. Thanks you for getting him. It looks like he is breathing, but breathing very, very faintly. It's said that he'll be rushed immediately over to the picket farm for Rose to do whatever she can for him. The sister says that she's gonna go with, but thanks you again and again as you leave.
So that he will be in my prayers.
That's good. Goes over well.
Let's go with some DD points there.
Yeah. Another guard tells everyone else to break it up, and the boy, people are told to go back to what they were doing, and that he'll be well taken care of. They'll know more later. Most of the people who are around don't really feel like celebrating, but most of the people in town still aren't aware that it happened, so for the most part it's continuing on. You hear later that night that the boy was wounded, but is healing and is resting at the farm, and is expected to make a full recovery.
Good.
Sister is spending the night there, so you don't see her anymore. The night goes on. You're a bit shaken from the whole thing. Just being in an area so charged with necrotic energy has had an impact on you.
It's an unusual experience, no doubt.
Yeah. Alright, for dealing with that so well with so little, you get 6 luck points. The next day you return to your studies. And the day after that, and the day after that. The celebration went well, all things considered. And the dwarves have gotten to work. And you can see that they've already begun getting the wall ready for its repairs. And they're busy all day. You see them just working and working and working. They get a lot done fast. The next day you are called to the city council. And the boy's father wants to express his thanks. It's your first time in the building, but this is where basically the rulers of Fallcrest congregate and
Nice.
have all their dealings and whatnot. He's what you'd expect from a middle-aged, wealthy businessman kind of guy in this world. And he is just expresses profound gratitude that he has heard your name about town. Did not expect that he would meet you under such circumstances. But this boy is alive, and he is very grateful to you.
Just did my job, man.
Yes. In fact, he offers you a house in town.
Sweet.
There are many that are just untaken yet. Will need to be cleared, but imagine that's something that you could.
I could turn a house into a home. With magic.
Right.
Obviously.
So we can pick that house out later, but yeah.
I have a deed.
Yes, you get a deed.
Yeah, I just have to pick the slot.
Yep.
I'm sorry, the lot.
Yep, exactly.
Just gotta mouse over it. They're like, this one. Where's the mana pool one? Here we go.
Wherever it is, that's the one.
Disappears. Sweet.
Alright, you get the deed. About a week passes since the event, and your arcane training is coming along very well. You feel that you are ready for a test, so the wizard tests you on your ability to cast the spell. Roll intelligence DC 12 to cast it successfully. You get 2 luck points.
Nailed it.
About a week after the event, Nim, the halfling rogue, shows up at the bar as you're attending. Hops up on a stool and asks you if you might have a word in private.
Nod. Okay.
He tells you that he wants you to meet someone who's staying at the Silver Unicorn Inn up in Hightown. Now this bridge here is incomplete. You can't cross it. It's something that the dwarves are going to be working on in the future. But the ferry in Lowtown can take you across and you head up this way.
Okay.
Head up with him.
Yeah.
Ask Carl to spot you for a little while. He's got no problem. You spot each other.
Flipping 75 gold pieces.
Yeah.
There you go. You cover me, right?
So you follow him up. And this place is probably the nicest place of rest in town.
5-star.
Yeah, as close as it gets in this kind of place. There's a large dining room and like a tap room. There are like a cluster of barrels in the middle of the room, so people can go around and just like fill up. The patrons, they pay so much that they don't pay by the drink. It's just once you're staying there, you go in, and there are tables.
Buffet.
Yeah, basically an ale buffet. And there are tables and chairs and stuff around the edge of the room, so people just...
My character retires, so you may real time. I'm home now.
You're actually quite underdressed at this point. Since these are some of the what most everyone here is, can afford to drop a couple gold pieces per night to stay at this place. The rooms are suites, and it's fine food and everything that's provided for all in the tab. There's a stairway that leads up to the second floor. He leads you up through and leads you to a room, a suite. And, inside is a well-decorated like lounge area that branches off to a bedroom and a washroom. And inside, sitting in a little cluster of chairs in the corner, there is a halfling female who's sitting there holding a drink. He introduces her to you as Lydia Kinos. She runs a guild for those who search down or track down valuable magical items and artifacts that have been lost to time. She had worked with Nim in the past, recovering relics from past civilization that had some settlements in this area. And now she is back looking for dark relics that will be sold to a local order of paladins that pay a high price for any dark artifacts that are found. They destroy them or contain them.
Interesting.
And they're far more trustworthy than most people who are in the business of dark artifacts, so she works with them.
Right.
Now, word is spread, and been wildly exaggerated at this point, of your exploits, dashing in to the dark graveyard and saving a local leader's son from a ghoul.
I'm humble about it. Roll to be humble.
World humility. He says that Lydia is here tracking down an artifact, a death mask, buried in the tomb of Clavis Blackwell, one of the original founders of Fallcrest.
Nice.
The Blackwell family was rumored to be in league with forces of darkness, and their descendants still live on through the Vale. Many of the Blackwells are buried in the catacombs beneath Fallcrest. He likes the way you handled yourself, going against undead with little more than your wits. And he's willing to offer you a 50-50 split if you'll join him in the catacombs to recover the death mask from the Blackwell tomb. Your quest: into the catacombs. Help Nim recover the Blackwell death mask from the Fallcrest catacombs. Your reward: 7 luck points and 1 success point. The wizard Gandorf pleased with your progress, gives you as a reward a small amount, 3 portions of high potency spell powder, which will cause light to not just shine light, but to burn undead for 1d4 damage. And for days to last 2 rounds with -2 AC, -2 to saves. That's amplified with the...
Interesting, okay. I can do that 3 times.
Yeah, it's divided any way you like.
Awesome. I haven't even done magic this way before. Like, seriously.
Well, it's been 20 years of me thinking about how can magic be better than it is in the books, because it's halfway completely awesome.
Oh,
but there are things that
there's
are
some little imbalance.
Yeah, totally. The entrance to the catacombs is here. Just a big, wide cave mouth.
Sweet.
Leads on
Nice.
through there.
All right. Good enough for me.
There is a city guard that stands there, but Nim has the permission of the town to perform this excavation, so he's allowed.
Flashes the paperwork.
Right. He's allowed to pass through with you. And you are all geared up, where the hall leads down about 15 feet wide, arches up to about 10 feet tall. The hall descends into darkness for 100 feet before it comes to an intersection.
That's black?
Yes. What is your light source? You use a torch, a lantern?
Yeah, I use my lantern for now.
Alright. The floor is made of stone tiles, and the walls and ceilings are made of large stone blocks. And the deeper you go, the more unsettling you feel. You get that same feeling as you come to the intersection.
I'm holding the lantern, by the way, for now. And I kind of wave around. I look at Nim and I ask, which direction?
So continue on ahead for now. You do so, and after about another 50 feet, you see that there's another intersection. And each intersection is like a small square room, just barely big enough to have entrances, for. In any case, you get to the next one, and you hear scraping noises echoing off the walls in the distance.
Can I roll this and see what direction?
Absolutely. Intelligence.
Nice. 5.
You're not quite sure where they're coming from, but you hear them, and he hears them too.
I look at them. What do you think?
He draws a dagger, holds it out. Says, I think we need to keep an eye out.
Can I continue forward?
He's like, yes, we're almost there. And he has you turn this way. And as you're moving along, occasionally you will come across like a tomb doorway. Not on every single wall, but here and there you do cross them. And they're usually sealed up pretty well.
Keep going forward. Watching in front and behind me. Listening.
Yes.
All the good stuff. Taking 10s left and right.
You and Nim walk into the next intersection room. 2 hands, weird clawed hands, reach out from above towards either of you. And in a quick flash, you can see with whatever light you have there, you see these horrible faces with these big black eyes, and they have these rubbery arms, big, strange hands. And you know them from the monster manual. You recognize them instantly as chokers. Roll initiative. He's got a +4.
17. Oh. There's only one of them?
No, there's 2.
Oh,
they come down
fine.
here, I'll show you. You come in this way like this. There's one clinging to the wall, or the bricks on the wall here. One clinging to the walls over here. And they reach down and they elongate out
Yeah,
to
like
stretch.
weird worm things.
Yeah.
spikes all over the place that you want spikes to be.
Mm-hmm. All right, you have the initiative roll. Nim is reacting and whips out his. He's got his dagger out and looks like he's just going to try and cut. But see who goes first.
I'm gonna try to daze it. If I
All right.
put out as commissioner, I try to help Nim with the other one.
Sure. All right. Well, what does it look like?
After casting the spell, he uses the power and it forms into a circle that glows very bright blue and like begins to rotate very rapidly and like heads towards the face of him, and it's basically like a blinding light of spirals and kind of locks around his head temporarily and dissipates. This is very rapid, just like lights up the whole area for like a second and a half.
Oh,
Just
right on, right on.
Back to nothing.
All right. The room strobes blue briefly as the sphere engulfs him. And what do I have to roll against that? The choker loses its grip temporarily and and gets another grip on another part of the wall, but almost stumbles and falls from it and is incredibly disoriented. You see to your side that the other choker has got Nim by kind of like the throat and the shoulder. The little weird pad hands got him gripped, and he is just swinging to try and stab at it, but it's blocking with one of its feet. Just kind of reaches out and holds his hand back.
I'm gonna spin around and I'm gonna try to actually cut off my sword one of the creature's hands that are wrapped around Nim. Just kind of spin around, just
Sure. Make your attack. It's going to be a +4 AC because you're trying to swing into combat. AC is 17, +4, so you got to break a 21 to chop off a hand or chop off an arm while he's in combat without hitting Nim.
I'll take that. Actually, that's an 18. So that's for 3 life points.
3 luck points.
Do I have to roll damage?
No. Your blade.
Oh, this is a step.
Hmm?
Like cast days and he spins around, pulls the sword out.
Yep. You slice through
Like
his,
two-handed
through his
shit.
hand.
It feels like a one-handed sword. Push into it.
The grip seizes for a minute and then the arm flops down. The choker itself lets out a blood-curdling scream and leaps from one corner to the other, using more of his legs and his other arm. And looks like he's scrambling just to get away, like on the ceiling, heading out this way. This one here is still in a daze and can't act.
So after what I have to do, it's kind of a slow motion thing. It cuts his arm off. Thing starts to retreat away. You guys spin around and come out the other one. Take a swipe at whatever's available.
Sure. All right. Roll for it.
Roll attack,
AC
baby.
15.
Ooh yeah, 16.
Well, then you hit. Roll damage.
It like reels back and it's like cut, kind of just a snaky piece like down the middle a little bit.
Sure. You cut across its torso as it's kind of twisting
Slash,
to get away. So it's kind of weird and jagged.
Oh yeah.
And it just keeps climbing up, trying to get out of your range. It's climbing up into the corner, but it's a little bit disoriented. But it looks like it's getting its bearing back as it gets some space from you. So it is wounded and cornered. Now it's its turn, and the thing leaps down at you, both arms wide, looking to grab you.
Grapple.
Grapple. It's got to roll a touch against you first. And from above, +1, so +7.
That'll do her.
That'll do her. Leaps down at you and slams into you. In fact, roll reflex to keep from being knocked down from it.
12. Is this a large creature?
No.
Oh.
No,
Is
in
it
fact,
medium?
it's a small creature.
So small? I'd say a 12.
Yeah, I'd say 12 would just
be
do
okay.
it. Yeah. But I mean, it's
if it
coming
was a
from
medium, I'd be
it's
like,
coming
eh.
from above and at you. Yeah, I'd say 12 will clear you. All right, so you feel it, and if you hadn't
do a little spin around dance.
yeah, if you hadn't reacted to it, you'd knocked it down. If it had like surprised you, just the force of it falling would have. You got this thing just grabbed onto you, and you're spinning around trying to get it off. And now we have a grapple roll. It has a +5 to grapple.
Nice.
14.
Not 14. What would that be? Strength?
Mm-hmm.
8. Spend what?
7. You have 7 to get over. And to throw him off.
I'll take that.
All right.
I'm not gonna let this guy get me. No. Forget it.
Which way do you hurl him?
I'm gonna throw him in the middle of the room.
All right.
As he kind of grabs on, just right.
Yeah, you hurl him out, and blood he's still bleeding from the wound, spills out, and he goes with the roll, very dexterous and agile, and just starts running in this direction, just as fast as he can. He's very quick, very swift. And Nim does a little flip of his dagger and takes a throw at him. And you hear it clank off in the shadows of the darkness.
Damn it, Nim! He's like,
I'm not a warrior if you. You're here.
you know what's going on here? Alright, onward.
Alright. For defeating the chokers, get 2 luck points each. Continue on down this way.
Nim's in the lead, I keep pushing for it.
Right.
You're the NPC, dude. You're either way, I just follow you.
It comes to a doorway here. A stone door with an iron doorknob and lock plate. He looks at you. You got the key?
Do we have the key?
He's like, I thought I gave you the key. He's like, I'm just kidding. Pulls out a lockpick.
Man. Little rascal.
He starts picking the lock. After about 30 seconds, you hear a heavy clunk inside the mechanism. He winces when he hears the clunk, but then nothing happens. He seems relieved. Never know when these things might pop. He listens carefully. I think we're good. He turns the knob and the door opens to a 50-foot hallway. A long hallway leads to another stone door at the far end. Magical, ever-burning torches hang on the walls.
What's the floor and
Stone
what's the-
tiles.
Just typical
Like the
stone.
rest. Looks like it.
So it seems very typical, too typical. I look at him. I say it sarcastically. It seems easy enough.
Too easy, by the looks of it. These Blackwells had a fortune. There's got to be more to this than meets the eye.
So let's take a look around, step very carefully. Rolling it up.
Step forward.
Playing a straight up like Skyrim rogue right now.
Sure.
Crouch down, looking for everywhere.
He is
At every step.
crouched in a very light-footed position, and 2 of you making your way carefully down the hall. You get to the middle, and as you cross the path of the torches, you feel the floor move beneath you.
I called it as a.
The floor splits and begins moving in opposite directions. And you can see that it's creating a deep pit you can't even see the bottom to in the center.
I roll jump.
The pit opens, and it is only getting wider.
Yep. Yo, you gotta jump and just go for it. There is zero hesitation.
Mm-hmm. Nim leaps. It's a longer jump for him because he's shorter, but just makes it onto the other side. Because you act quickly, it is a jump of 12. You don't have a running start.
Do I have jump? Do I have jump as a skill? Yeah.
No, I never trained it.
Oh yeah.
I'd go to the
I
monk
think
for
I'm
that.
climbing. Alright. 12%?
Yeah. You leap across the ever-widening chasm.
Do it. Your Nikes.
Land on the other side, and Nim just starts running for the door.
Oh yeah, there's... No.
Yeah.
I'm not looking around anymore. I see a doorway and I'm going there.
He gets there and pulls out his lockpick set, but he's looking like he's having a rough time because he has to keep walking as he's doing it, so he's not able to hold still, and it's causing him to be shaky. And you can see already he's getting very frustrated with it. Pit gets closer and closer. 1 foot at a time. There's barely 5 feet left. And you hear a click. And he instantly just cranks the doorknob and throws the door open as the last few feet are pulling in behind you.
The tug and roll thing.
And you roll together into the next room. You and Nim tumble through the door into the next room, which is lit with ever-burning torches. The room leads down to a set of stairs that lead up to an elevated platform. Atop the platform, there is a stone slab. On the slab lies a body, dressed in fine death robes, black and silver. On his face, he wears a death mask. Flanking either end, looking down, are skeleton guards standing perfectly still. No light in their eyes, but they're armored. And it looks like each one of them has a spiked flail at their side and a buckler on their arms. On the far end of the room, there is a large black mirror. Alright, what do you do?
I'm just gonna take his head on. Load the crossbow and fire a bolt at this one in general, just to get a reaction.
The bolt whizzes across the room, but as soon as it passes between the torches, you see the eyes, the skeleton guards, flare with red light. You feel the very floor beneath you tremble as the whole floor begins to split, moving this way and that way, slowly but surely, creating a deep, dark chasm. The skeletons begin to slowly, methodically stomp down the steps.
That's good.
And as this is happening, you see light shine in the eyes of the mask. And the figure sit up and look out at the two of you. The floor is moving 3 feet per round. So very quickly you're already
Yeah, so
beginning
basically
to
so we
move
gotta
aside.
move. So
Yeah.
basically we're I'm eventually going to plan to go here, and I imagine you will eventually plan to go here.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens. And the skeleton guardians start moving in those directions.
Yeah, I think it's like every one time.
The figure turns and plants his feet down on the floor and rises to his feet. You're charging up to the skeleton guard. It raises its flail and gives it a spin. Roll initiative.
Oh, come on, man.
+4.
No, that's awful. Wait, no. I use a gen, I can reroll initiative.
You absolutely can.
And the game's over.
Botcheroony. That's rough. That's rough. 16 luck points
Good space success point.
or a success point.
Yeah, I'm going to actually. I'm doing it.
Okay.
I win. Initiative is mine.
Initiative is yours.
He starts to swing his weapon around.
Oh yeah.
And I'm coming up on him as he's coming on me. And basically kind of hunkered down and I mean like sword's not in my hand. There's a ring that's come up straight like uppercut him from
Ooh, right up in the sternum?
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much right in the center of his chest. Just
Sure. Like Sub-Zero. That's not gonna cut it. You make contact, and his entire body rattles, and the bones inside rattle, and as he is knocked back through the air, and the bones, just the sonic force of it, rips the ligaments of the bones apart. From just the sheer impact, and you see all 4 of his limbs and stuff just shooting out as the body flies back in pieces and armor's getting ripped off, and it just clanks.
ring's like smoking.
Right.
No, that happens. After that scene, the ring actually smokes after
Yeah,
that explosion.
yeah, totally. You're at the base of the stairs. Nim lets the guy take a swing at him, but ducks and scurries past his legs behind him and gives him a kick to knock him forward onto the floor, which is moving, and he is now having to keep in step as this thing is moving.
Oh my god.
And now has given Nim the advantage in combat, as this thing is now having to walk sideways
Nice.
and keep it, and he's firmly planted.
What's
Yes, indeed.
the guy in the middle doing?
The guy in the middle, he
It's a great color for this character for some reason.
looks over at you, or looks over at the skeleton, and then looks back at you. He looks over at the burst skeleton. Right now he's just looking at you. What do you do?
I'm going to cast light on my shield and aim it towards him. Just for now. Just,
Normal light?
Just normal light.
Alright.
Kind of get his attention and may amplify it a little bit.
Okay. Light. He winces slightly from the light as it's kind of like shines out at him, but doesn't move much beyond that.
Alright. So how does this use spell power work? If I want to cast it, amplifies to do damage to undead.
Yeah. Then the light cast from it will be brighter and more intense and harmful within range, which you are.
So it's like well, the dust kind of sprinkle it like in front of the light that's going on after doing his motions. It's kind of
sure.
like a little curtain over the screen.
Nice.
And as it does, it becomes brighter.
Yeah. Flares out, and then he really winces back from that, and you can see smoking through his clothing. And with that, he raises a hand out towards you. and you feel some kind of dark energy grip you. Roll will. 20.
That's very unfortunate.
You're still in town, though. You have Pixie or
Yep.
Faye.
3 of those.
rolls.
I take it to 5, maybe.
That sucks. You can do it
You know what?
times.
You know what?
if
Just
want.
watch. Yeah, let's just keep going.
Yeah.
Let's see how far this goes.
There we go.
Oh.
There we go. All right. You feel dark energy
yes.
grip you, and you hear a voice in your mind. Kill him. And you feel a will directing you to attack Nim.
Nim. Huh. I think not, son.
And it is powerful and intense, and nearly you nearly break and give into it, but you have an incredible force of will inside you thanks to a tactical use of luck points. But the pit is ever widening.
So kind of clash between like him and Nim and the like back and forth.
Nim is slowly working his way over here, kind of dancing out a little bit, trying to keep the skeleton from getting back on the steps, but also trying to lure him closer to the edge.
Nice.
Doesn't seem to be taking him on head on, seems to be just like luring him.
Hey, I'm messing with him.
Alright, well, this is what you see. Since he can act to do this almost like a free action. He drops his hand, drops his hand slightly, but kind of bends it to keep the light from shining in his face. And with that, he reaches it out with his other hand towards Nim.
Alright. Get the shield of light. Shine on him. I pretty kind of take a step back. The light's shining off the shield, burn him away. Unequips the shield, tosses up in the air a little bit, brings back his left arm, hits with his ram, hams it forward with the light still beaming on it.
That is so freaking awesome. You slam into the shield, and it
Like a missile.
goes flying out like a giant piece of shrapnel, the broad side of it. Goes streaking out towards him. Nim seemed like he was just briefly distracted, as if something had started to seize his mind, but a moment later, this thing comes flying at him and strikes him, burning him, and you see like a burst of smoke as it makes contact with him, and he goes and is knocked back, nearly doubles over onto the slab, catches himself as it kind of ricochets off him and scatters over here. In fact, as it starts shining over here, the light reaches the skeleton and starts burning him and hindering him, giving Nim an even greater advantage. And at that point, Nim makes a fake move. The skeleton takes a swing at him. Nim's ready for it and sweeps a leg under and knocks the skeleton down into the pit. Gone.
Fades black.
He looks back up at you, and now this is nearly gone, so you gotta hop up onto the steps. You see this figure just still smoking, pushing himself back up.
I cast the light. Got my sword on one hand, ball on the other, and I start approaching him slowly, walk up the steps.
You can cast it on your sword? Because that would cause extra damage to undead.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, I would totally allow that. Put some bonus spell powder on that and amplify it.
It
is shining brilliantly bright.
That's some secret magic right there.
I love it.
Alright. So he walks up the steps, he's got sword in one hand right now, ball plant in the other. Just approaching for now, watching him. And he says, stay down. Speaking to whatever that thing is.
Sure. He says, "You will die here, both of you." And raises one hand up towards Nim, and there's like a ripple in the air, and as if an invisible force wave knocks him back, and he goes tumbling back towards the pit. Now, you can attempt to aid him, or you can let him go and leave him to his whatevers.
Oh, no, I gotta get his back.
Alright. He tumbles down and just barely gets one hand over the step and is just hanging over a pit.
Yeah, run over there and try to pull him up.
You run over to try and pull him up, and as you're running, another arm is raised, and another pulse goes through the air. Roll reflex. 18.
Nailed it.
Alright, you get the lesser effect. You are lifted, like bumped through the air, but not completely blasted back. You sense it coming and you kind of like make a dive and twist to get out of the, I guess, the belly of the wave. And so just you get the edge of it and it kind of nearly pushes you to just barely the edge, but not off. And you're able to keep your footing and reach out a hand.
Reach out, try to pull him up.
You do so. He's light.
This is when I like. I tell him if you have any tricks, feel free to use them.
You have the initiative. You're standing there on solid ground as he begins to walk forward.
I'm gonna walk forward towards him and be with my sword. Like step up. If I'm not sure if he was all non-sliding shit, but
Oh, he's keeping his cool, even though he's smoking and more even as he gets closer to the light of the blade. He's pushing through it.
Come at him.
Full attack. Fails.
Yep, I miss.
All right.
I'll work with it.
You take a strong swing at him, and he barely moves at first, and then, just with incredible deftness, just sweeps to the side, and your blade just swings beside him. But you can tell that even as the blade gets close to him, the light burns
Nice. Sears him a
even
little
brighter
bit.
and sears him even more.
Nice. So you're missing her just a little bit.
Yeah.
I can work with that. All right. So.
Nim lost his blade over the edge. He ducks low and balls up a fist and takes a swing at the guy's ankle. Looking just try and knock him off balance.
Nice.
But he deftly sidesteps that as well, and Nim just kind of charges, barrels past him.
Pass him, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, when he does,
Swing and a miss.
yeah, it's almost like unnaturally fast. It's like, you know.
Lim's just like stumbling, like he expected to hit, but he didn't.
Yeah, yeah. He's got perhaps some kind of magic that's allowing him to. Nim flies past him, and he just reaches out. You kind of like look at him for a second, and just in that moment, he reaches out and plants a hand like on your chest, and it is just cold and full of dark energy. For a moment, it's disorienting. Roll will. 16.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make it as much as he's gonna do. I'll spend the points.
All right.
To resist. That's not what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
Well, I know.
You feel a cold feeling spreading throughout your body. You take 2 damage. You feel like he's trying to force magical energy into you. But you have now, even in a few weeks, you've kind of developed a sense of magical auras and how they kind of work within your body. And so your mind is able to kind of recoil and create a resistance to that to try and force it out. And it takes great mental strain, but you were able to prevent the worst of whatever that was. Although you still feel a strong burning, like a cold burn. But he is now, like, right next to you. And your light is, or your sword is shining bright. Roll initiative for the next round. 20.
I made 20 points. I didn't do this.
At this point, Nim looks up and he says, "The mirror. Gotta break the mirror. This is Shadowfell magic."
Nice.
But he hears Nim say this, and his attention turns towards you.
There you go.
No sooner does he call out to you that he makes just a mad dash towards him to at least distract him from you, so that you can run past behind him.
Nice. Nice.
You clear the landing.
Toss the glowing sword in my right hand and kind of put it behind me, just a light source of that streak. In the arc, it comes to the left and just boom.
The glass ripples and shatters, and as it does not break outward, but pulls in like a vacuum into darkness, and these shards just get sucked into a void, which just vanishes in upon itself, leaving a bare wall.
Fucking awesome.
The body turns to see this as it happens, reaches out as it does, and with that, the light vanished from his eyes, and his body slumps down and lands
Gotta get rid of the pit.
just at the edge of the pit. Nim looks at you. That was too close.
Say, I hope the mask is worth it.
He laughs. Oh, she pays well.
So now we have a big gap here.
After it reaches the edge, a few moments pass. Nim finds a false brick on the wall and pushes it,
Nice.
and it goes back. He takes the mask, but otherwise just leaves it there.
Alright.
You head out. Quest complete. You receive 7 luck points, 1 success point, and an increase of 1 to your wisdom score for dealing with and resisting and enduring undead afflictions and
Undead influence.
necromantic energies. Yes.
Nice.
We're coming out the other end. Nim resets the hallway, and it is not more than a couple minutes before you're back outside in the sunlight. The further you get away from that area, the better you feel. Nim walks you back. She's waiting there, and you each receive 500 gold pieces.
Holy shit balls.
You got some real money now.
I retire.
Right. Good enough for me.
Adventure complete.
Lydia thanks you for your service. Asks if she may call upon your services again in the future.
So, you know, on your higher level. Wake.
Right.
I agree. No, I, say anytime she needs, get my phone number.
She takes it.
Earphones, by the way.
Doesn't understand it, but takes it anyways.
Ally made.
Ally made.
Nice.
All right, you make some small talk. You each have a drink, and then you go about your merry ways.
Cheers stories of adventure we probably both have.
Oh yeah.
Very, very relatable and upbeat.
Yes. Yes, indeed. All feeling good that you're alive today.
So shit.
Yeah. Well, you have a good way to go yet in your arcane training, so that's what you'll be focusing on in the meantime. So at the end of the day, you head back to the tavern, finish out your shift, serve some drinks. Now, this is one thing that is best kept on the down low. Normal people don't need to be hearing about cursed artifacts and terrible undead things that are lurking beneath the city. You're trying to keep hope alive here.
Kinda, keep morale up.
Exactly.
Hey guys, look what I found. we're fudge.
Right. So this is a story that you keep to other adventurers and the like who understand such things. So you finish up your shift, put out the goat's milk, feed Skaven. So that is where you leave your avatar and return to your native reality. Well played, my friend.
Thank you.
Mm.